The forest floor is a great place to look for food to forage, especially if you find a nice stream flowing through the forest like I just found here today. We've spent some time talking about different greens you can forage, and you might note that many of them are bitter greens along the lines of spinach and kale. So today I'm going to change things up and we're going to talk about a green that you can pick and eat right from the plant, and it will be a much sweeter green. So let's take a look at Siberian MINERS lettuce. I love foraging on the forest floor, and I always bring my companion with me because they love it too. He's been swimming, climbing across logs, and helping me find what we're looking at today. We need to look on the ground next to the stream bank here. That's where you'll find this plant, Siberian MINERS lettuce. There's another companion of mine, and here is the lettuce. All right, so you'll find Siberian MINERS lettuce next to streams like this, and it is, if you look here, there's a different plant here. There's other plants mixed in. So you want to pay attention when you're picking it that you're not picking leaves that are not actually the MINERS lettuce. Now, what to look for? Take a close look at this. One thing is, if you see flowers, you'll be looking for these 5-petaled white and pinkish colored flowers. Those are the flowers of the MINERS lettuce. And then below, as you can see, the leaves right here, kind of heart-shaped leaves that come off in twos like this. Actually, down the plant, you can often find more. Here's some more right here. Again, notice the double leaves that come off, and then it shoots up, and the flower here is at the top. Several flowers, actually. Yeah, so let's take a closer look at the leaves then. These leaves, sometimes there's more than just the 2 on the plant, but these leaves are fairly delicate. So that's important to consider if you're going to cook these leaves. You really can't cook them too heavily. They work great as a green to pick, and you can just eat it if you need some nutrition on the trail. You can also just throw it in a salad. These are going to be great spinach-like leaves, nutrition-wise, but they're certainly sweeter. They do not have that bitter green flavor. So I love Siberian MINERS lettuce for that reason. Siberian MINERS lettuce is named so because it can be found in other places aside from the Pacific Northwest U.S., but it basically followed the Europeans like a lot of these plants did. It's called MINERS lettuce because it's what the miners had to eat in absence of what they normally used to. Once again, take a look at this scene on the ground. Can you identify the MINERS lettuce? Is this MINERS lettuce? How about this? Well, again, look at the 5-petaled flower and follow it down, and what you'll see is those heart-shaped leaves. This one looks like it might have got chewed on a little bit. Now, the cool thing about MINERS lettuce is actually every part of the plant above ground is edible. So I point out the leaves, but you can actually eat the stems too. You can chop them up, and the flowers. Everything on here is edible and nutritious. Let's try it again. Do you see any MINERS lettuce here? Well, there's a white flower here, but that is not MINERS lettuce. Notice the difference in the flower there. That is a different plant. You don't want to confuse it with things like lilies or other plants that are by a stream side. Again, this is the MINERS lettuce flower. So let's take a look. There we go. There's the MINERS lettuce flower with its 5 petals. Notice the petal here, also a little inset. Now, the leaves are also, I'd say, semi-succulent. They're not super thick, but they do have a pretty juicy texture. And they're pleasantly sweet, almost on the fruity end. All right, here's some more MINERS lettuce. Now, another great thing about MINERS lettuce is that it's something you can find and eat throughout the season. Some things have a narrow range, but this you can usually get to in spring, summer, and even into autumn in some locations. Here's a close-up of the leaves. As you can see, they sort of have this veined look to them. I'll flip it over and show you the bottom of the leaf as well. You can sort of see the veininess, but again, I'll show you. They are very soft, succulent-like leaves and very delicious. There you can see in the flower, whitish but a bit of pink. Some of them even have a candy striped look to them. So there you have it, Siberian MINERS lettuce. I have my greens for tonight for my salad. It's great because it's something that you can find on the forest floor alongside a lot of other edible plants. Stay tuned because I'll be talking about many more of those all around me. There's a lot of other plants I see. So we'll take a tour of the forest floor and see what foraging we can do. So if you're not already subscribed, subscribe here to Wagglebee and join me on my adventures in the wild. See you guys there.
they do scoop out really easily. And again, then you can just eat them as is.